Hello YouTube, it's Pamela, and this is Craft and Commentary, and I thought I would go over a few of my latest journals. And as you can see, there's a bit of a pattern here. They all have the spiral binding or the double binding here, and I use my We Are Memory Keepers binder, and you see the pattern also is that I make a painting on, and the substrate that I use is hanging file folder stock, and my mixture is Elmer's glue, latex paint, acrylic paints, and joint compound. And lately, with this one in particular, I used calcium carbonate. It's just some powder that you can buy. I bought it on eBay, and it makes any paint into a chalkboard. And so this could be actually used as a chalkboard. That's kind of crazy. But what I like is the very matte finish that it gives me. I tend to like the elegance of a matte finish. So as you can see, they're all kind of, this one has the stamp, or the snap, I should say, not stamp. And I cover up the top for the front with a piece of more of the painting, and I just attach it with little Elmer's glue. So let's get inside some of these guys. This is my bucket to-do list, and I have various categories here, and I use the core. See, I got to clean out the attic. And I have various, and then I use these holders for coffee cup, and these are all recycled, and I definitely love the idea of repurposing things. So this is the cores of toilet paper, and this thing is really keeping me on track. It's separating out all of those things that are the big projects. So many times during the day you are doing your day-to-day things. This one, in fact, is just to keep track of, because I have so many little pieces of paper, it's not funny. And, you know, maybe somebody else doesn't have as many little pieces of paper as I do. But I seem to be absolutely plagued by them. So I have just a whole folder here, and I use these plastic items, these flat plastic sleeves that I bought on eBay. I buy everything on eBay, almost. And here are some plastic sleeves you get at a restaurant supply store. And it's just where I tuck little pieces of paper to remind me to call someone. And so often I have to make a note, and I cannot act on that note at the time, and so I just write it down real quick. And that is where this comes in. I bought like 30 of these way back when. I thought that the design was so cute. But it's just great. They're just little teeny tiny pieces of paper. You can write a note quick, and then you can file it in there. Here was another system that didn't work for me at all. This is a way to keep track of those little pieces of paper. I designed it for the size of this piece of paper. And I have all these different categories. And the plums I thought I'd put right at the front, and these are the things that I want to do, and everything after that are things that I have to do, that I have responsibilities for. But keeping just track of all the things that you have to do and categorizing those tasks so that you always have a viable task in front of you at all times. That is, do you have enough time to do it? Are you in the place to do it? Do you have the tools to do it? So you have many, many lists, and they have different categories in that sense. Is it a phone call? Is it a big project that takes many hours and lots of planning? Or is it something, as I note here, I think it's the second one, where it just says quick. That is something that you can just, you just want to take a look. But it slips your mind, you know, but if you have, I need tons of reminders. So in the back here is also something that I made up. And I took every nook and cranny of my apartment and I broke it down. And under bed, you see, so my idea is this, that once per year you should visit these places. Once per year, and you should clean it out. Just take everything out, throw away, and so so these are the ways that I keep on top of my own physical possessions. Because in this world, in our Western society, we do not live simple lives. And we get so overcomplicated that, you know, with all our conveniences and all the things we crave and all the things we want and crave, it get too much of a good thing, as they say. And so what we have to do is we have to get on top of it all. And I think that it's a struggle for a lot of people. And myself, I have now a database I'm putting together with every account that I have. I mean, you go online and you know, they say, sign up and become a member, you know, it's free, and just give us your name and your email address. So that can also get you in trouble because you can, you know, forget the password you use. So I'm making a digital database for that. And also, instead of this thing that didn't work for me at all, it might work for somebody else, though. I took these pieces of plastic and I cut them to size. This is an acrylic I bought. It's actually acrylic from sleeves for a menu I got at the restaurant supply, and I cut them to size. And I have my little categories here. It might work for somebody else, so that's why I keep it in here. This thing is garbage to me now because it just is not a system that worked for me. I use now my Google Calendar in my smartphone for most of the immediate tasks that are doable on the short term. Now this is a just sort of fun for me. I have a big project I do. I actually organize a parade in New York City, the Veggie Pride Parade. And this is my little notebook where I have various categories. I have to get permits. I have to reach out to certain individuals. And I repurpose the security paper from envelopes, and as you may be seen from videos in the past, I covet this stuff, and I'm sort of an aficionado of security paper. And what's interesting is kind of cute. I put some of these little things to make it a little bit nicer, and I've got this to go with it, and it fits real nice into this little plastic bag that I bought at the dollar store for a few pennies. So let's go on. I have a couple of these, and this one is could be used as a gift. It's just a little notebook, and it has dividers in it from recyclable, compostable, and this is pieces from the cardboard that you use to protect your hand from a coffee cup, hot coffee cup. So I just cut all these pieces of paper from some bags that I had, and I bound it all up real nice. And you can make notes on this. And it is repurposed of a bag I was going to throw away anyway. And then, as you can see, again, my pride and joy is my painting. I'm trying to get better and better. I'm really new at this. Totally new at this. Never did painting in my life. In fact, when I first bought my acrylic paints, they sat around for about 4 or 5 months before I got, seriously, the guts to open it up and use it. Here's another one of these smaller notebooks that you can use, and this is the cores from toilet paper. And again, my paintings. And here you can see the eyelets that I use, and I use my We Are Memory Keepers Big Bite to attach that with a ribbon. So I bought some of these, FYI, and these can be also used to keep one of these closed up as well. They fit just perfect. They just stretch around here. So I use headbands often for closure. Here, I haven't talked about this one yet. This one is just a crazy thing. I have a million. My husband and I run a business, and we just have so many business cards. I have so many business cards, it's not even funny. So these are the most immediate ones, and I keep them in here. I keep some in here, and these are repurposed security envelopes, mostly with big windows, and each one has a letter of the alphabet there, and so all the B's go there, da-da-da-da-da. Let's see, what else? That's about it for today. Yeah, oh, now this one, I kind of like this one just because I find the painting one of my better ones. And I'm going to try and do more like this. This is just some envelopes that I tuck certain, I always have papers, people. I don't know about you, but if I don't file them and keep them straight, I'm really wrecked. So that's about it. Subscribe, thumbs up. Have a wonderful afternoon, and maybe I'll give you a little view of the backyard where we have our business. This is the backyard that maybe we'd like to use for a cafe someday if we can get the permission from the city, but red tape, boy, red tape. So, so long. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching.